What's going on, everyone? It's Dan here, guys. I want to welcome you all to the game update for September 2022. We've got, well, to be honest, most of the releases have been out this week, and I was really looking at all the games that were coming out this month, and I thought there was a lot more than there was. I guess it's just because, like I said, this week of the 30th has been absolutely insane, or even the week of the, I guess, 29th, I should say. This, like, kind of the halfway point from the end of August and the start of September has been pretty crazy in terms of releases. So I'm just gonna announce that I'm gonna be continuing whatever I have going on right off the bat. Now, the first thing I want to mention, I'm not going to count this one as an official release here because I've already mentioned it in the last month, but I want everyone to know that I'm still going to be playing it. Aliens Fireteam Elite, the Pathogen DLC, that did come out on the 30th, and I just didn't have a couple of things, really. I didn't really have the time for it because there were other games coming out, but also because it's just tough to get the schedules to line up with my co-op partners. But we will be doing that today. So as of September 1st, we will be doing the Aliens Fireteam Elite Pathogen DLC expansion, which is a brand new campaign. Not the longest thing in the world, should take only about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops, based on what other people are achieving it in. And we will be, doing that towards the end of the day today. So just figured I'd throw that out there for you guys. So that's still gonna happen. We're gonna still go through that as well. I didn't mention this in the last month, but I will mention it now. The first official game that we're going to be playing, that we've actually already started as of yesterday, is The Last of Us Part 1 Remake. So this is the, it's, some people are trying to, people are saying it's not really a true remake. They basically retexturized it, but it apparently is a ground up redesign. Like, they haven't re-recorded anything per se, but they have, ground up redone it, the new engine to work on the PS5, also going to be coming out on the PC a little bit later on. We've already started, as I mentioned. We had an early copy as of yesterday, so I am going to continue that as well, but I'm going to finish the latter half of the game on Friday, the actual launch day, so the 2nd of September. So tomorrow we're going to see the last half of that game. First half of the game we basically finished in that one stream. It was a big stream, and we ended up getting halfway through, and so far we've got all the collectibles as of now. It's an all collectibles run. That's why it's taking me a little bit longer to get through it, but the game is pretty long anyway. But the first time I went through it, I never, at least the series I did for the channel, I never actually got 100% collectibles, so I figured it would be good for me to try and get that on this run as well. So far I have been enjoying that one. Bit expensive for what it is, but we're still enjoying it. It's still nice to relive one of the best games of the 2010s decade. So yeah, it's pretty cool to see it. It does look absolutely spectacular, but obviously it better for that price point. You know what I mean? So we're going to be continuing that as of the 2nd. That is the official release date of that game. But obviously you guys have already seen it, or you're already aware that I've been posting it if you've been into that game. So figured I'd just throw that out there, though, because we never mentioned in the end of last stream, not the last stream, in the last month's game update, I might have mentioned that I might be getting it early, but I didn't know for sure. I said probably and almost guaranteed I would, and I did. So I just didn't know when it was. I didn't want to speak out of turn. So yeah, so The Last of Us Part 1 Remake, that is being done right now, but release date officially is the 2nd. All right, moving on from this week, we're jumping ahead till the Friday, about a week from tomorrow, on the 9th of September. We have, well, yearly tradition, NBA 2K23 comes out. I will be jumping into that game. It is a brand new, there's a lot of new modes, though. There's not just the My Career, but there's a few other things as well, like a Jordan Challenge thing, which is kind of cool. People have been asking me if I'm going to be playing that. Most likely, yes, I will say. It's almost like, honestly, I want to try and compare it to a degree to the WWE 2K Showcase mode. It's almost the same thing. Like, you basically recreate moments in Jordan's history, in his his career, moments from his career that were really pivotal. And I think you have to probably you're gonna have to recreate the scene and do certain challenges. It's a challenge mode, basically. So I'll probably tackle that alongside the My Career. The My Career is going to be there as well. I don't know if there's going to be an early release for this one. I used to have a 2K contact, but 2K is kind of elusive these days, at least for me anyway. But I will try, and if there's an early, as soon as I can get the game, I will be playing it. Although the only thing I've discovered is, in the last few years, actually with every 2K, the launch is always absolutely atrocious. Last year was very bad from what I remember. If I'm not mistaken, I couldn't even start the game till the week after it came out because I was wanting to put my face in the game, and I didn't want to start the series until the the app was available. I remember the app was super late. It didn't come out for Apple devices for a few days. I think the game came out on the Friday, and then it didn't come out till like Tuesday or something. It was ridiculous. So unfortunately, I had to delay it. Hopefully that doesn't happen this year. It didn't happen the year prior to that. The app was ready to rock and roll. Apparently, they said it had something to do with Apple Store and meeting all their regulations and stuff. It's like, I don't believe that, because it's been fine before. I think there was an issue and they were having trouble releasing it. So I think that's what actually happened. So at the end of the day, I don't try to worry too much about those things. We'll get it when we get it, and hopefully we'll be able to get started on that with the next My Career. Last year's game, though, we did run into a couple of issues as well, more than normal. It was the first time I ever streamed a sport game for the channel, so it was different in that regard. But the big issues were there was a lot of soft lock issues in the game, like where story wouldn't unlock. We played half the season as a 6-man despite having more points than anybody, averaging more points, more rebounds, assists, all that. Well, I guess not rebounds, but all these major stat points. We were averaging the highest on the team. We were still coming off the bench at the 6-man position, basically. So it was, and then eventually just unlocked and it worked, where some people didn't unlock at all. So hopefully we don't have any of those issues. I will take a few issues. I understand launches are going to be a little rocky road, but I'm hoping we don't encounter those, because that'd be absolutely ridiculous. Now, before I go any further, before I continue with this, I just figured I'd throw out, I almost forgot to mention, any of the games that I've been working on as of late, any time that bleeds over from August, it's always been the case, and it'll always be the case. Madden, people have been asking me about Madden 23. Are you going to be continuing that game? Of course. The only reason I stopped it where I did was, if you guys watched the end of that stream, I wasn't able to re-sign once I finished the first story, and you had signed a year contract with the team. You were given the option based on how you performed by the end of the season to re-sign with them, or depending, a wide plethora of teams. I tried to sign with a new team. It didn't matter what team I picked. Every single time there would be an error, and apparently it happens across multiple modes, not just Face the Franchise, but the regular franchise mode as well. Whenever you enter a free agency, whenever people enter free agencies and it's time to re-sign, the servers just don't work. It just doesn't let you get past it. So that was an issue for a while, and they knew about it, but they didn't address it in their latest patch. So I wasn't able to, there's no point in streaming it if I can't continue the game. So I kind of backburnered it for now. People are saying it's pretty much the same game as the previous one, and I accidentally got the PS4, Xbox One version of the game because I got it on PC. I should have known they'd do that. The PC version is usually the previous gen version anyway, but I figured because it was, Madden, or, it was EA this time instead of 2K, I thought maybe it'd be different, but it's not. So if you wanted to get the up-to-date, the best version, you're better off, the updated controls, you're better off going with PS5, Xbox Series X, but it is what it is. We've already started it. It's not the end of the world. It's my first Madden game streamed on the channel, so we will be going back to that as well. And obviously, Destroy All Humans, that's happening today as well. We're going to continue that all the way until we finish 100%. As I mentioned, we're doing a full collectible run, and that will also bleed over until next week alongside Last of Us DLC. So once we finish Last of Us tomorrow, we're going to be doing the Left Behind DLC at some point. So next week, I plan on doing that, and also finishing Spider-Man. I know you guys are like, have been wanting me to finish that for a while. I was originally planning on putting all 3 of the DLCs, City Never Sleeps episodes, into one stream, but I forgot how much there actually was in there. There's a lot of side content, and obviously with the screwball challenges that slow me down a little bit, it wasn't possible to do it. So I only have one more, the final 3rd episode of that DLC, and then Spider-Man PC is finished. So that'll happen next week as well. I'll do my best to try and throw that out there. Try and I don't want to go into September with too many projects on the go. That is the plan. So my goal is to finish all the current projects going up until before the launch of NBA 2K specifically. I want to have Last of Us done. I want to have Spider-Man done, and I want to have Destroy All Humans 2 finished as well. I want those 3 games done and ready to rock and roll and move on from that. And then we can just jump into NBA, focus on NBA, maybe switch over to Madden. Hopefully they'll have it fixed by then. And, maybe even go back to MLB. I haven't played MLB in a while, but I've played so many seasons with MLB already. It's just, the game does not want you to win, So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But currently that's the setup. I figured I'd just throw that out there. Speaking on that, sorry, I almost forgot one thing. I don't know if I'm going to cover this, but there's a new DLC for Back 4 Blood as well. It also came out on the 30th. I never mentioned it because I didn't know that at the time that it was coming out that day. But being it's co-op, I want to go with my co-op crew that I played with earlier on. It's tough to make our schedules work. So I might just do that down the road whenever we have a spare minute. I'm sure I'll end up doing it, but it's like a new episode. It's the first time they're actually releasing a brand new chapter to the game, aside from just like random extra modes alongside what you've already played. You know what I mean? Because like the previous DLC, I was gonna stream it, and then things ended up changing. I'm like, oh, it's like a dungeon mode in levels you've already completed, and they randomly spawn. So there's no story to it per se, and I don't usually do those things. So I figured I'd just throw that out there. If there is an episode 5 or chapter 5 DLC, like it is out already, I might cover that with the boys down the line. But I obviously want to focus on Aliens' Pathogen DLC first. So figured I'd throw that out there. All right, let's get back on track. Now coming out on the 15th, a little bit after that, the week after that, we have a game I'm super excited for. It's a little game called Metal Hellsinger. For those of you that are unaware of it, it is basically a first-person shooter game that is kind of stylized like the Doom games of late, except it's like a mix between, it's got like Doom, and Doom did such a good thing with, you know, killing demons and, you know, the whole from hell genre, and what better way to like do the act of killing demons in multiple ways, brutal ways, than getting a sick metal soundtrack on top of it. Well, that's what this game basically is. It is a mix between an FPS and a rhythm game, in the sense that the whole game's soundtrack was actually created by various metal musicians across multiple bands. So a lot of vocalists, guitarists, what have you, they all lend their talents across the board. So you'll have so many different people from various metal bands that I actually really listen to and really like, that I'm so excited to hear their version. But it's completely copyright free. According to that, it's copyright free. It's songs that were designed and written for the game exclusively. So we can basically go through levels just annihilating enemies to the beat of the song, and if you shoot and you time things properly, you get damage bonuses and things of that nature. So it's basically one of the best aspects of the Doom games, but it's kind of building the game around that. So that game does come out on the 15th. I'm hoping to get an early copy of that. I'm very excited for Metal Hellsinger. I'm a big metalhead myself, so I am really excited to be playing that game. It's going to be absolutely sick. Like, I've seen some gameplay, and just like that was, like I said, that was one of my favorite parts of Doom. So just having a sick like soundtrack to kill demons to was just, oh my god, I could not shut up about the music. So a game that focuses on the music to like amplify the effect of the whole point of the game, to amplify it and increase damage, multipliers, bonuses, things like that, it's okay in my book. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot of people are as well. So that's September 15th. Okay, now one thing I wanted to mention, this game, I played it when it was in early access years ago. I actually don't remember what year I played it. I want to say it was like 2018, 2019, I think was the last time I played it. Might have been earlier than that. I don't know which version. Might have been 2016, 17. I don't know. I really don't remember when I last played it. But the full version of this game comes out on September 22nd, and that is Session, now dubbed Session Skate Sim. So this game I've put on the list. I've been very hesitant because the reason I didn't actually continue it, well, obviously it was super early access. There was like one level, and it was just all you could do was skate around. This is version 1.0. This is the full version of the game. Now they had introduced a style of controls. Now the thing about this game was it was very different. I basically played all the skate games religiously. One of my most played games of the 2000s, you know, I guess kind of the late 2000s particularly, was the Skate franchise. Skates 1 through 3 I played. That was pretty much, that's actually one of the major games that my channel started on, was Skate 2, really. I did so many different montages and things. Like, a lot of those videos don't exist anymore due to copyright reasons, but that was where that was one of the, before I started doing Let's Plays, that was one of the types of videos I would make, was using the Skate games. And so having played Skate, it is like absolutely branded in my mind when you're on a skateboarding game with a low fisheye camera, you know, towards, you know, the lower leg looking up, you know, a traditional skate lens like, you know, you see in a skate film. All I think about is one style and how to control it. And the controls for Session were very different from Skate. They were similar, I guess, but there was a lot of, basically instead of each toggle controlling, like for example, left stick would control your movement, things like that, and the right stick would be all your tricks. The game, basically each stick controls a foot on the controller. So one's left foot, one's right foot. And you have to move certain sticks in certain directions to make it work. And I remember my brain could not get around it. Basically, I had to unlearn everything I had learned about Skate and reprogram my brain with this new control scheme. And it was just the most complicated thing, and I couldn't get on board with it. I remember I don't want to say I shit on the game, but I'm like, I'm not good enough for this. I can't wrap my head around. I need more practice. But to be fair, when I played the game originally, they didn't have a whole lot of content. I had mentioned, I'm like, once we get more content, maybe it'll be better. Well, it actually had released an update called the Legacy, which included a Legacy control, which was a more simplified version of their controls, which was the skate controls basically in theory. For people, they included that for that reason. But version 1.0 is not going to have the Legacy controls. I guess the main reason for that is there's a lot of things you can't actually do in the game without the traditional controls. If you do the Legacy controls, there's certain moves you're not gonna be able to play or even do, like certain tricks you won't even be able to do based on how you run it. They have to limit what you can do with that stick. So basically, I don't know if I want to play it. When I knew about the Legacy controls, I'm like, I'll wait for the full version. But now that I know they're not in there, I don't want to say like I can't learn it. I feel like I could. I might give it another try. And you just, it's all these years later, maybe just try and like learn this game. And I don't think I'll ever lose the skate controls with Skate 4, actually in development now. It's important to keep that, but I don't know. It's just something I wanted to throw out there. This month started to break up a little bit. I thought there was way more releases this month. And like I said, it was all in this first week, this half week of August, September. So we basically have like one release per week this month. It's not bad at all. So, I figured it could be something we tackle this month. You guys are going to have to let me know about that if you want me to do that or not. I'm willing to give it another shot. They have a lot more content over the last year since the last time I played it. So I would be totally up for doing that if that's what you guys wanted to see. So I figured I'd throw that out there. Finally, the last game to come out in September actually releases on the 30th. Most likely going to get it on the 27th. Because of this, I'm not sure 100%. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to be jumping into FIFA 23. So I figured I'd play, since we started streaming this year, last year I started streaming my sports games. I'm finishing them faster. Why not try a few new sports games? I told myself, you know what, maybe I'll give Madden and FIFA a try. Oh, I said the same thing about MLB as well, and I actually really enjoyed MLB despite some of the cheese. Obviously, sports games always have cheese no matter what, but I figured, why not add these to the list as well? Worst case scenario, I don't like them and I don't want to continue it, but I won't know if I don't try. Now here's the thing, I used to play FIFA when I was younger, like the old FIFA games, like FIFA 98, FIFA 99, 2000, things like that, back in the day. The last FIFA, but I also had like FIFA 06, stuff like that, working your way through the mid 2000s. But then I kind of stopped, picked it back up for FIFA 15, started it, never finished it. I just kind of fell out of it. So I haven't played a game since FIFA 15. So back in 2014 was when that came out. So I'm picking this up many, many years later. A lot of people have been asking me to play this series for a long time. So I figured, let's add it to the list. Now, if it comes out on PC, which I believe it does, and I have EA Play Pro, so I'll most likely get it 3 days ahead of launch, but I'm guessing it'll most likely be the PS4, Xbox One version. So it's almost like, do I buy it on PS5 and wait till launch day and play the updated version? I'll have to look, but if that's the case, like, it's annoying, but like, it's like, I'll have to wait for it to come out. I don't think you guys would be too upset, but then I won't get it early, but it'll also be the better version of the game. I don't really know. I don't know if it's gonna make that much of a difference because EA's story kind of sucked. They don't know how to do a story in their sports games. They just copy paste every year. So I figured I'd leave that one up to you guys as well. I'm gonna be doing FIFA 23, but I'll need you guys' help what you would prefer. I can play it early when they release it on EA Play Pro, but it'll most likely be the PS4, Xbox One version. Come on, man. They're not even pumping out games anymore for that. Can we just move on to one version? That way the game will be better too. I understand the situation, but after a while, we can't cater to this outdated tech, you know what I mean? So either that, or I can wait and get the PS5 version on launch day, most likely, unless there is an option to get it a few days. I think they always have like a release where you can spend extra money and get it early or something. I don't know. I'd rather not do that, but I also rather get the better version of the game. So let me know what you guys think. Other than that, and like I said, guys, I went backwards and forwards. There's a lot more releases coming out in September, but not of games I really want to cover. There's tons of games. There's a few action RPGs, but then I looked, I'm like, oh, it's Souls-like. I'm probably going to absolutely have a terrible time with that game. You know what I mean? There's a few games like that. There's a lot of like JRPG games. There's tons of stuff I've looked into, indie games, tons of stuff. There's some stuff that I might end up picking. Like there's some fun. There was something that came out on like the 29th. I think it's called Brewmaster. It's like a beer brewing simulator. I thought that'd be a hilarious game to maybe play. I don't really know. Figured I'd throw that out there. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, what I have here is what I definitely want to cover, with the exception of possibly session. You know, we don't know for sure on that one, but everything else I'll definitely be doing. Things get added, things get removed, what have you. It happens all the time, but we'll probably most likely just add some stuff. If there's any DLCs that come out, I will look into that, and if I hear of anything. But DLCs are very aloof, and they're like, you'll hear about them, but you'll hear about them like the day of or the day before. They announce like the day before. You're like, it doesn't happen all the time, but it happens a lot more than you'd think, where no one knows they come out unless you're following the right person at the right time. And they announce, oh, this is coming out. And if I miss it and I end up playing something on that day that I could have done something else on, like a new DLC, and it's like, oh my God, how did I miss this? So obviously I need your guys' help with that. If you hear of anything, just send me a message, comment, DM, whatever the hell it is. Let me know. I'd love to. The DLCs are the ones I always need the most help with, so that'll definitely be happening. So in closing, one thing I realized I forgot to mention, I know people have been asking me, am I going to finish PowerWash Simulator? Yes, I will. There's literally only one more stream I have to do for that game. It's been a while. It's been like a month actually since I've last played it, believe it or not. And I don't want to put too much time on that one. I want it to be, I mean, it's at the end of it now. And where I left off actually was at the end of the early access version, and the only missions left, there's 3 more, are from the full release that I was actually streaming. So I have to finish that. I did the math, and apparently, like, some people are saying some people said it took me like this long. Someone said it actually took them 12 hours in real time to do one. I'm like, are you washing with a toothpick? Like, what's taking so long? And I did some research as well, and each level looks like it could be done in about an hour and a half tops. So I could probably have that puppy done in like 5 to 6 hours, you know what I mean? Just finish it off. I mean, it looks more, there's a lot of big stuff to clean, but there's, at the same time, there's a new piece of kit that I unlocked after stream. I forgot to check it out. It's the new nozzle that's supposed to help you with these things. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I want to chuck that in somewhere and just put that to bed. I don't know when I'm going to do it. It might not be next week. It might be the week after. It's once I finish everything. I've spent some time with NBA. It'll probably be the week after NBA, so probably the week of the, what would that be? The 12th, the week of the 12th. I'll probably end up trying just doing it, finishing it. I know it's been a while, but it's already been a while anyway, so who cares? But it will get done. I promise you, I won't leave that one open-ended like that. The whole point of it was to finish the full game. I just ran out of time, you know, with the KOTOR anniversary and things like that. I would have done it, and I took some time off, obviously, so yeah, we're gonna figure some stuff out for that, but I don't know. Anyway, just figured I'd let you guys know that. Now, one other thing I want to mention as well, actually, no. I think we're Gucci. I'll mention that in a second. So there you go. That's going to be it for the game update for the month of September 2022. I can't believe this is the start of 4th quarter, which is gaming season. Tons of releases coming out right now, and it'll be like that all the way up to the end of, or pretty much like I think the 3rd week of December or something like that. Mid-December is like the last new release. Things are being delayed. There was a lot more stuff that actually came out this month, and I think that's why I thought there was way more, but it got pushed to like either December, November, next year even. So September kind of was loosened a bit, so I can go ahead and finish everything that I have, and all the sports games that start, those are ones that take a long time anyway. You know, we can do them over a long period of time, so that's kind of, it's perfect. It's really good. So we'll be able to catch up on everything that we did, finish it all, move on. It'll be a good time. So hopefully you guys do catch one of these streams. I look forward to playing them and sharing, experiencing this stuff with you. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like on it, comment your thoughts, make sure you let me know what you're looking forward to the most, and obviously if there's anything I missed, make sure you let me know in the comments. I need you guys' help with this because some things I do miss, but in terms of new releases, I pretty much looked at everything and I've decided what I want to do. So from basically we're pretty definitive there. Be sure to like, follow my social pages as well. Got a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Discord. They're linked in the description. If you want to get a shirt or hoodie of mine, there's a link in the description. Also, an embedded feature below this video. You can scroll down and actually see some of the goodies I have available there. Big shout out to all the sponsors of this channel. DXRacer, Bones Coffee, Always Bearded, The Ridge Wallet, Mad Rabbit Tattoo, and Jinx Custom Controllers. I use those guys' products every single day, and you can check them out for yourselves with the links in the description. Be sure to use my promo code DANQ8000 to save at checkout when you're using them. And finally, guys, be sure to sign up and check out the Team 8000 membership program. If you haven't done so already, it does support the page a lot. There's 4 tiers you can sign up for: entry, basic, premium, and an ultimate tier. Obviously, the lower you go, the cheaper it is, but the higher up, the more expensive, but you get more for your money as you go up, more perks and things that are really worth it towards the end there. Although that entry level is only 99 cents, it's the cheapest tier you can actually get on YouTube. So if you want to just get in, get some of the basic stuff, that one's for you. But you will get things, like I said, like custom badges by your name, custom emojis to use in chat, exclusive video and stream access, prior and open lobbies, giveaways, discounts, plenty more. Obviously, the giveaways, discounts, all that good stuff is going to be in the ultimate tier. And if you guys missed it, for the second month in a row, this ultimate tier will host a double winner giveaway. So if we're still going to be doing the members only stream, which will be Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I mentioned I was going to play that game last month. It came out on the 23rd. I've had my copy forever. I decided to push it and make it a member only stream game to play. It seems a little more simple, makes sense for that. So we're going to be playing that for that stream, which will happen early next week, by the way. I'll throw it at the end of the day, and we'll be doing our giveaway as well for the ultimate tier. And if you didn't hear, there's 2 winners, like I said. First winner gets the game of their choice, like it was before, except there's a second person who will win a t-shirt item from my merch store. So you get to choose what kind of t-shirt you want. And but again, the first place person can also pick the merch item if they prefer the shirt. That's up to them, and then the other person will get the game. But obviously, the main prize is the game, obviously. Who doesn't want a free game, right? So make sure you sign up, be an ultimate tier to be entered into that. Make sure you're a basic member or higher to be able to join the streams, the members only streams. Otherwise, you can join any of those tiers, support the page, get some cool perks. We got a huge chunk of members gifted from the last stream. So I'm really excited about that. We hit, I think it's about 183 members total. So we hit our 175 member mark, which means I can give you guys another emoji. I'm gonna get to work on that and get a new emoji ready to rock and upload it for you. Let's get towards 200. That's not that many away. Let's keep going, keep signing up. Doesn't matter what level you are, it does support and count towards the top. So let's hit that 200 member mark. That'd be sick. Let's see if we can do it in the next week. That'd be cool. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I cannot wait to play these games and start gaming season with you guys. It's going to be a good one. But until then, let's hand things over to Noxil. Have a good one, guys.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble, wild and wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style is style. Damn, goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving fire back. If they ain't vibing, lie with that. Got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us. They gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators. Night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers. Just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is Noxil, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn kill. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.